Nice morning, now the rain stopped.
It was a windy night.
A windy, wet night. The tide's come in.
But the beach I walked the dogs on earlier is almost gone.
But, how much sleep?
Nearly 11 hours sleep, I think. 10 hours, 50 something minutes I got. We're in bed reading for a bit.
25 past 8 we went to bed last night.
But
it was dark, it was raining, it was windy. We thought, well, we might as well.
The plan was to get up early, but it is now 10 o'clock.
I know.
But we had breakfast and sorted the van out and everything. So
things to do, places to see, and places to show you. Are you lot ready to go?
come on then.
In the back.
Come on.
Let's go then.
Let's go.
So first stop of the day is Penmon Point.
Puffin Island over the water.
And we've got a story about that, haven't we, Keith?
We have.
I can tell you something about this beach. And I can tell you something about the lighthouse as well. There's a good cafe here. And there's also holiday cottages at the end. We've parked up here a few times in the past overnight. It does say no campers or vans on the right. And no overnight sleeping. But we've just paid the toll at the gatehouse. And the chap actually said that he only charges
The toll again.
the toll again if you want to stay overnight. So we might come back here tonight. Can you imagine though what we're going to do first? Can you imagine, Tor? Can you imagine what we're going to do?
And the greeting party has arrived. The two border collies from the cafe have come and said hello. We're fairly well renowned for coming and greeting visitors.
We don't need breakfast though.
Why not? We just the chap on the toll said they are huge breakfasts which you'll end up sharing. So I don't know. We'll see.
So we're having coffee and we've been joined by the resident collies. And this one's after a tummy tickle. Oh, is that nice? Are you jealous now as well? Hey, are you waiting for your turn? Oh, you want the stick, do you? Ready? Just like ours. We're going to be in so much trouble. Whenever we've been here before, the cafe's been closed, so it's nice to see it open. It's got an extensive menu, and they've got some gorgeous looking cakes in there. We just had breakfast, so not at the moment, but we might do later. Hello again. I'll tell you what, if you come and sit outside on a nice day, like today's turning out now, you've got a lovely view. And we were just talking to the lady in the cafe, because I'd read on Park for Night that they will, if you park overnight, especially in the summer, they will, if you put an order in, deliver pizzas to your van. So you do have to pay a toll at the end of the road. £7.50 for vans and £12 for motorhomes. So you do have to pay, but if you're going to spend the night here, it's not bad. Although you will be charged again on leaving if you stay overnight. But you could always turn up late and leave early. I think the gatehouse probably closes about 6 p.m. Yes, we're going to be in so much trouble. They'll be like, "You've been with other dogs." That's what our three will be saying. Oh, a nice old VW there. They're into the VW campers. They've got a lot of VW camper decor in the cafe. And then when I come to look down at the menu, you can see they've got a VW camper on the menu. They're two collies as well. So I've just been asking about the dogs and their mother and daughter. This one here is called Shoeshine, or Shushi for short. And the younger one is called Shadow. Lovely dogs. I think the weather's what's described as changeable.
It is.
Bright sunshine a few minutes ago.
It's still got a bit of blue sky over there.
If you squint, pull your face.
But looking over there,
it's
a bit bleak. Whoops.
I think those kind of waves are called white horses. I think that's the Grand Nationals, the amount of them.
It certainly is. He's brightening up.
Yeah, be right. That's Puffin Island over there. We'll tell you a little bit of a story we know about that in a while. We've got the lighthouse. We'll take a little walk down to the beach for a start.
The rain's coming again.
Yep. It's wet rain as well, isn't it?
It is.
So imagine, if you will, our old Land Rover ambulance that was our campervan parked somewhere around there. And I was fat, so I wasn't out with the dogs going for a walk. And Keith reappeared and asked me if we'd got a sharp knife in the van. Now, if you're a little bit squeamish, fast forward this bit. But the reason that he wanted a knife was because
I'd found the body. And as a lot of you might know by now, I collect skulls. Whether it's roadkill or whatever, but I collect skulls. And I'd found a seal. So Daryl unfortunately wouldn't let me use the sharp knives from the van. So we had to go back to Bangor to buy a filleting knife from a fishing shop. And we're just a bit precarious because it's a bit slippy and a bit muddy.
And I am known for my clumsiness.
Go on. And so I came back, and it was over on the paths over there on the coastline over there, and there I was sawing through this grey seal's neck.
Let's just add to that story. Not only had he found a seal, a dead seal, he found a rotting dead seal.
Which other way? And as I was cutting through the head, a lady was walking along the coastal path, queried what I was doing. I said, "Oh, I'm a teacher." And she said, "Oh, that's all right." Walked off.
Bear in mind, for those that don't know, Keith was a science teacher at one point in the past.
And so I put this rotting dead seal in a tub and a box, and it stank.
Luckily,
absolutely stank.
On the landy we had outside lockers, but it did permeate into the inside of the Land Rover, and it was horrible. And I haven't forgiven him to this day. And if I close my eyes and breathe in,
still smell it.
I can still smell it.
It got everywhere. It got in your skin. My hands smelt for ages, even washing them. But I now have a grey seal skull, and they're bigger than you think.
They are.
But we ended up having to leave it at the campsite, didn't we?
Yeah, we were on a campsite at that point, so we
It was at the beginning of the holiday.
we chatted up this site manager and said, would you mind if we left this box at the site while we do a bit of travelling around?
We didn't tell them what was in it to start with.
Oh.
And then we picked it up and took it home.
And it smelled all the way home. And the van smelled of it.
But you do love me.
But I do love you. And I do put up with your quirks, of which there are many. Our nab's having a bit of a panic attack.
Bay's in the water and he's crying.
He's worried about her.
He doesn't like the water. Bay loves it. So,
The lighthouse.
this lighthouse. It was constructed in 1838 after it was constructed in 1838 at a cost of £11,589. It was called to be built after by a master by the I can't read this. Right. Right, start again.
So about the lighthouse.
It was constructed in 1838 at a cost of £11,589. It was called to be built by the by the master shipman after the steamer Rothsay Castle ran aground nearby, breaking up with a loss of 130 lives. It's 95 feet tall, and the fog signal sounds every 30 seconds. The light flashes every 5 seconds and can be seen 12 nautical miles away. There was also a lifeboat built in a lifeboat house, I presume that is, built in 1832, but it was closed down in 1915. In 1922, it became the first Trinity lighthouse to be automated. Then in 1996, the lamp was converted to solar power. And we're going to get wet.
At low tide, you can walk out to the lighthouse.
There is a bit of a causeway, isn't there?
Yeah, but it ain't low tide.
Ray loves it. He loves it. She was paddling this morning when I took them up for a walk on the beach.
So, over there, just there, that's Puffin Island. And a few years ago, Jacob, my son, as a Christmas present or a birthday present, bought us a rib ride. And we came over from Beaumaris, and it was a ride around the island. In fact, we couldn't go around the island, could we? Because it was too choppy.
The tide was wrong, wasn't it?
But the skipper of the boat told us the story about the island.
It's a puffin sanctuary, isn't it?
Yeah, Puffin Colony.
But the colony is actually struggling, or was struggling, because they, as you know, puffins use burrows. They use burrows to nest in, and rats had got on the island and were taking over the burrows, and the burrows were built by or dug by rabbits, and due to rabbits being
Non-native.
it was decided years ago that they'd eradicate the rabbits from the island. So once the rats were there, the puffins were struggling, and so they applied to reintroduce rabbits to the island, and that was declined because they were non-native, and so the puffins were going to be sort of decimated. But the skipper of this rib was one of the mayors, a former mayor. Come on this way! Talk! Come on! Come on!
And he did actually say that they weren't allowed to take rabbits over, but there had become some very good swimming rabbits.
Yes, mysteriously, they will reappear
At some point.
At some point.
If you look over in that direction now, the clouds really coming in again. So that's Penmon Point. And we've been joined by an old hand. Choppy sea. Very nice. Time to move on. So this beach, Pebbly Beach,
It's quite unique, apparently. I can't remember exactly what it is, but the way the different lines of the rocks or the pebbles, it's inverted or something. It's backwards, and so I mean, this is from geocaching. It's an earth cache around here, and one of the features is looking at the structure of the beach, the way the different mounds are formed, and I think it sort of implies, or it is, the wrong way. I can't remember exactly. It's years ago since we did this earth cache.
about 12 years ago, I think.
Yes. So perhaps you might like to Google it. You might find something. Somebody might know more.
We did try Googling, but there's not a lot of internet signal, so we'll have to leave that one to you.
It's an unusual feature.
Anyway, we've got to move on.
Come on then.
We used to have a lot of beach dogs, didn't we? They all liked the beach.
They did.
Meg, Pit, Rum.
Meg would run miles down to a beach, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she'd smell it, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
In the car. Well, she'd smell it. If we had the windows open,
Yeah.
she'd smell it, wouldn't she? And start mithering. And so I used to quite like it, but he seemed to have gone off it. So what have you forced me into now?
I have not forced you. Well, it's coffee and cake time now.
We're not in Cornwall or Devon.
No, so it's up to you which way round you put your cream and
Scone, jam,
scone.
scone and cream. Said before, they're into their people in the campers. They've got lots of magazines to read. Flick through while you're having your 11s, 12s, lunches, whatever. And which way around do you think it was?
I don't know yet.
I'd never be a surgeon. Jam first. Supposed to brighten up this afternoon.
I think it's a bit big.
Hmm?
So it's a bit big. Let's do it all on one. So 2 halves.
Ooh. Is it a tale of 2 halves? A Campervan tale of 2 halves. Just talking to the lady in the cafe about the puffins on Puffin Island, and she was saying now that there's only about 12 pairs on the island.
Yes.
It is,
So they'll be coming back the end of
come
March.
back at the
Well,
end of
about
March.
now. I didn't realise they were migratory, to be honest.
No. She says they leave again about the end of August.
August, yes. And they go back up into the Arctic, I've just been reading.
Right. Okay. But it's a shame. I mean, we just picked up a leaflet as well about biodiversity and saying about non-native species, and as we've said before, they didn't want rabbits back on the island because they're non-native, but rats are non-native too.
It's the rats that have been causing the problem, eating the eggs and taking over the burrows. So you can't win.
You can't win. No.